Welcome to Star Citizen and the Klescher Guide XXL. Today we deal in detail with the toughest penal institution in the verse. Because Klescher is more than just a prison for all those who don't follow the laws and rules in Star Citizen, or are on the way of a pirate or smuggler. Klescher is more of a game within a game, and that's why we take a closer look at it today. And as a little on top, there are downloadable maps at the end. That means a complete map of all mine shafts, all areas in Klescher, and of course the escape route. And many thanks here to Valar Maldoran, who created the whole thing. A true gentleman, so to speak. Because beyond that we discovered another possibility how we break into Klescher, and this not over a spawn bug which already admins warmly, but with ships and with equipment. And a small feature that we shown here additionally is that we can remove here each Crimestat with a short attendance in Klescher completely. That is up to date possible, since that was not intended in such a way by the developers, I believe. And to fix this bug, I would ask you to click the link in the description to the issue Concil once and confirm. We start how we get to Klescher in the first place. The easiest thing is we become criminals, either through criminal missions or other ways to get you a Crimestat. A Crimestat is, so to speak, an indicator from 1 to 5 how criminal we are, and depending on how criminal we are, to get other players, for example, the order and hunt down. For a Crimestat of 3, for example, players receive missions where we are then issued as a target and they are rewarded for our elimination. And being a criminal or pirate in the game is not just a nuisance to others, but a gameplay mechanic all its own.
Attention fugitive, you are wanted for crimes committed.
Can't believe I'm going to be the one to take down a big-time criminal like you. Let's see how you do once my backup arrives. Pilots, vacate the area immediately.
For example, if we have a Crimestat of 5, like here, then we get exclusive high-end missions for professional criminals. That means we have to take on the UEE Navy in a mission here and take out a fully manned Navy hammerhead with escort to complete the mission. So there is definitely no lack of gameplay for criminals. And there are also story missions in this area. And only if we die a death where we are killed by a bounty hunter, a guard or even the Navy, then we go to Klescher. Otherwise, we can also remove the Crimestat. To remove a Crimestat, we need on the one hand a security station, like the classic one, Korea, or one of the bunkers where have also security terminals present. In addition, a hacking card, which we can buy for example on Grimhacks or on Microtech, and then above all, time, because depending on the Crimestat we have relatively much time, which we need on the one hand for hacking the terminal itself, and on the other hand to delete the individual offenses again from the system. And since the risks of being brought to justice by a bounty hunter are very high, it may well be that we spend a lot of time here, but end up having to immigrate to Klescher after all. Because with an extended Crimestat we can sometimes spend up to an hour or even longer here, because we have to additionally remove each individual offense again. We only had a Crimestat of 1 here, so really only a small thing, and we're already busy here for a good 50 minutes just to remove a Crimestat of 1. That's why this is a possibility that really takes up a lot of time. And that's why we're going the way of the pirate now and just fight to the last man until we finally get caught by a bounty hunter. Because as we'll see in a moment, there is a way to remove our Crimestat much faster. Welcome to the Klescher Penitentiary. So we didn't make it and we're in jail for now.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And to escape from Klescher again, there are several possibilities. Option 1, we simply serve the time we got. Option 2, we work to earn merits. Or option 3, we look for the merit missions, which are special missions that only exist in Klescher. If we have collected enough merits, then we have worked off our punishment, so to speak. And you can trade these merits, by the way. Which means, if you have a second account where merits are stored, you can simply have them sent to you and you're a free man again. And if you are thinking about really working off your time, that means to work off stones with a hand mining device or to do the missions in Klescher, then just have a look at the videos linked below. There are dedicated guides which, for example, also deal with a complete evacuation route. However, today we get to know a few new possibilities. But let's take a look at the mine access. Via this you can get to all 3 mine shafts, and finally also to what we will deal towards the end. However, we first look on the way. On the right side in a locked area, here we can see with a look through the window and the zoom function, the control codes for the fan, which by the way always changes. Because with this code, we can escape from Klescher in the classic way. The escape route has changed a bit, which means there are little things you have to pay attention to. We need the code we just got, then the fan wheel stops and we can start our escape route. For this there is again a separate map which deals exclusively with the escape route. And we look here in this video only a brief summary of the neuralgic and most important points of this route. In any case, an experience that you should have done at least once. And after there was already an announcement that with the coming version this year, Klescher will be reworked and improved again, you can expect that either the guards will actively fight against your escape attempt, or we will find here, for example, one or the other creature which is not quite friendly to us in the mines. And by the way, a complete escape attempt from Klescher takes about 5 to 10 minutes for the experienced professional criminal. That means much faster than if we could hack our Crimestat away. But after we have escaped, there is not only an additional mission for your recapture for other players, also your Crimestat has not changed and has even been increased again by the escape. So it remains in any case that we remain criminals, even with an escape from Klescher. And besides, we are dependent on help from outside during an escape. As we will see, we can keep ourselves alive almost indefinitely in an Ursa Rover, but we can't get off the planet that way. We need someone to pick us up later, and how careless escapes can fare, we see here. Because of the limited gravity, jumping is not as easy as it might look. We need some practice here, otherwise we jump too short, or we jump too far and every fall is either connected with a respawn in the cell, or we come out somewhere pretty far down again and have to climb and run all the way again. And if you're attentive during your escape attempt, you will recognize Heinz again and again, or also the one or other story element. We also find crashed older escapees here again and again, who for example carry a flare or nevertheless Heinz with themselves, which you can then look at. The whole thing is very coherent made and in any case a lot of fun. It has a very own atmosphere and a very own feeling to break out of Klescher here. As a rough orientation, you can use the blue plants that appear from time to time in Klescher. If you find them, then you are usually on the right path. An often path where have to go down rather than up are the right ones. And here, for example, we already find the first one that didn't make it and further and simply got stuck here. Especially in the last part of our escape, we'll have to deal more and more with buildings and collapsed equipment. Here we are already close to the goal, and how such a story element can look like we can see here. When we search the character, we even get a little jumping guide. And with the last jumps, we come to the end of the route. And here we should pay attention to some points, because we have a limited oxygen supply and also the temperature on Aberdeen, where the prison is located, can cost our lives relatively quickly once we are outside. Therefore, pay attention in the end area to look at the console, and that is the codes for the rovers. There are 2 points where these Ursa rovers are stationed. For this we need the codes, which also change regularly. And with these codes we have an easier time surviving on the surface. However, there is a small caveat. As soon as we enter this area we can be picked up by a ship, like a Cutlass or smaller ships. But we can also climb up, overcome the last barriers and get into a rover. The no-fly zone around Klescher is about 12 to 13 kilometers, so if someone wants to pick you up and you don't want them to get a Crimestat for it, you'll have to cover about 12 kilometers in a Rover, and on Aberdeen that is definitely a challenge. And as already mentioned, if we look in the upper right corner, we still have a full Crimestat of 5. Even after our escape, so if we are picked up now, we still have to remove our Crimestat or continue to work and live as a criminal. However, if systems like Pyro are added later, that's no a problem. We just escaped to one of those systems because there is no UEE there. But we come to an area that is especially necessary for explorers or for professional criminals who want to remove their Crimestat faster. And that is the various mine shafts. On the left side are the vending machines, where we get, against the payment of merits, various items that increase our life chances in the mines. That is, if we knock stones here or repair the various CO stations, which are just the missions for which there are also merits as a reward. The mines are therefore the place where we can legally work off our penalty or quickly get merits via the CO missions. The mine shafts 1 to 3 all have different extents and are all designed differently. However, there are also areas that are so deep that we enter the natural mines, which means that we are no longer just traveling in the given mine shafts, but are expanding them significantly. And about the mines map, which are very detailed and equipped with all possible deposits, like these material warehouses, which you can find everywhere. You do not have to buy material at the vending machines. There are med pens, oxypens, oxygen, food, and actually everything you need to survive. And also this fancy Klescher knife. However, you can use this only in Klescher. Via the various oxygen terminals, which are also distributed in the mines, you can replenish your oxygen levels on the one hand, and these are also the stations, some of which are defect, and we were to then have to go to complete the missions. And for such a mission you simply have to go to the defective station and press repair, and you will have the merits on your account and your penalty time will be significantly reduced. And by the way, you will get these missions even if you don't have any penalty left, and you just can send them to other characters or to a second account to create a good merit account. And if you want to hand mining from a depth of about 9, you have a good chance to find high quality materials. But we don't want to do hand mining, we want to explore the natural caves. At the end of the developed area we come to an area that is not yet developed, has no lighting, and we find here on the one hand very good materials for hand mining, but on the other hand this area also leads to a point that we need later again to break into Klescher. The cave systems towards the end of Klescher are very extensive and reminiscent of the caves we also find when searching for missing persons, for example. However, in terms of scope, I would say that these caves are almost double or triple the length and size. And especially during the first days and try to find your way around here, you will inevitably get lost or even the one or other time not know how to get out of a hole. But at the very end of the cave we come to this area. This is the end of Klescher, and at the same time also the way we can go up, because there were only really few meters that separate us to the surface. Because especially from the planet side that is above the cave, this area here has distinct peculiarities. For example, we were able to fly one or the other ship right through here and land. And should you for example be on the way with a high Crimestat, then you can fly through this point and a smaller ship directly to Klescher into the cave system. And with that you then have the possibility to simply remove your Crimestat directly. The whole thing is however not so intentional and serves in this sense as a bug report. But fun it was nevertheless in Klescher, in the caves with the smaller ship, to fly through the area. But of course we are not here for fun but to report bugs, and namely we here with our carrick directly above land at 2C already, Only if we run a passage inside the carriage ahead, the picture changes and we see directly into the cave. And we see not only inside, now we can also, if we go a few steps forward, fall directly down, land undamaged in the cave, and so to Klescher Penetree. And as I said, with smaller ships you can fly into it directly. And if you should have a Crimestat that does get to Klescher, this has a very positive side effect. The big advantage is that we can simply get into the elevator, and at the end of the cozy elevator ride we have lost our Crimestat directly once without working it off without merits, just like that. That is not so intentional, but currently then a considerable advantage, especially if we have a larger Crimestat. And also at this point, a big thank you to one of our exclusive gentlemen, Duran. He created these maps for us, which really took a lot of work. Are very detailed and you can download them for free from our Discord server. Just check them out, click download, and you have a perfect map with all the details about Klescher and of course the escape route. So you always have something to hand now where you are and can plan your route better. A gentleman in pure culture. I hope you liked the video and leave me a like and a subscribe. Klescher is a game within a game and it is definitely a useful facility for our criminals who have overdone it at some point. But also what is still to come in Klescher, that is, what we can expect in the future will definitely be worth seeing and playing. With the current possibility to get rid of our fat Crimestat, that is 5, with really many infamies, but just flying into Klescher, running through it and coming out with the elevator directly in Everest Harbor is a cool feature. I think that this won't last long. There I would ask you to click on the bug report you can find in the video description, so that this bug will be fixed quickly. Also the Klescher map is a useful feature and we'll of course update it if something new comes up. The most important thing at the end, a big thank you to all Patreons and channel members. Without you the whole thing would not be possible this way. Thank you and you guys definitely rock. And of course there is a giveaway for January, a Titan Avenger. The conditions are the same as always, leave a comment under one of the videos, a like and check us out in Discord. I say goodbye, until next time, and say as always, see you in the verse.